Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? My name is Rob Carmona, and welcome back to another episode of Rob the Mic. So, I know on last week's episode, I was talking about being in somewhat of like a creative rut, just feeling like I have a block and almost in a way feeling uninspired, and that I'm just kind of spinning my wheels. I feel like all the work that I'm doing and the time that I'm putting in and investing into my craft, like it's for nothing. And I know I've reached and hit certain milestones and certain things that were unexpected that are amazing. And I'm super grateful for those experiences and for those opportunities. But ultimately, despite those things, it just feels like, what the fuck am I doing this for? Like, I have an idea of what it is that I want to do and what I'm trying to do with my work and with my life and what my purpose is. I'm still trying to figure that out. But like, I feel like I'm moving in the right direction, but it still feels very unknown. And just things aren't really adding up. And with, again, the amount of time I'm investing, the amount of energy, the amount of money, it's like, what the fuck is this all for? Why are you doing this? But why are you continuing to do this? And I'm trying to be positive about it, but it's really tough. And I know that even though I'm not alone in this feeling, it feels very lonely. And I know other people, I know other creatives especially will hit these blocks, right? I think when you work to a certain level and when you do things at a certain level, you can feel that way. Like, I have homies who build cars that are very much like that, where they're incredible at what they do. The work that they put out is phenomenal, but they feel like empty in a sense, right? It's like, this is what I do and I know I'm good at it, but it's like, what is it? What am I supposed to do with all this, right? What is it going to add up to? And that's just, speaking, that's one thing, right? Like, I know a ton of people who have dealt with this and who are going through it or who went through some sort of patch in their career. And you will hit them multiple times. I do believe that. I don't think this is the last time I will ever hit like some sort of lull, but I'm in it right now and it sucks. And I'm trying to get myself out of it. And it's just tough with everything that's been going on in my personal life that's not aiding the situation. I had a funeral last week, which it was weird. It was like a negative and a positive, because it was a negative. Granted, one of my aunts that I was close to, not in the recent years, but especially growing up, like I grew up with her. She passed, and they had a very intimate funeral. So we were just chilling, like close family, which was really nice. It wasn't like you looked around and you didn't know anybody. Like, you knew every person that was there, which was great. So it was intimate. It was small. I enjoyed it. I understood why the family did it that way, because I think when you have funerals that are just like too big, there's too many fucking people, and it just feels weird. It feels like there's a disconnect. It's like, why is there groups of people here? Why is there groups of people here? Like, why doesn't everybody know each other? And I just, like, that was really nice, but it was tough because fuck, dude, anytime I go to funerals, I always end up just thinking, I'm just in my head about shit. Like, what are you doing? Why are you doing it? So the same questions I have been asking myself, but almost drilling down harder, where it's the whole constant getting that perspective that I know that I need and that I know that I crave, where it's just this constant reminder, like, hey, do this. Your time is limited. Run it up, enjoy yourself, laugh, all of it. Live your life to the fucking fullest, because at some point, that's going to be you. And I mean, I don't know when that point is. So that's the scary part, but it's also like a driver where it's like, okay, keep it moving, keep it going, keep it moving. So after the funeral, my cousins and I, like, and some tias and my mom, like, we all got together for drinks, because we were like, you know what, let's keep this going. Like, we all wanted to be together that day. So we did. We stayed together, chilling out, good vibes. And I was talking to one of my cousins about it, that I'm just like, I love what I do. It's just tough being in this position where I'm trying to work for something and I don't necessarily know what it is. I just know that I have to keep working and moving forward despite anything that's going on, despite everything that's going on. So it's tough. I don't like it. It sucks, but it's okay. I know this is a part of the process. And I'm trying to be inspired. And I know I was telling you guys that I had a track event that was the following day, which was weird, again, to switch up mindsets, because I had one thing that was going on one day, something polar opposite the next day. And some people are probably like, well, why did you go? That seems like super insensitive because you had a funeral the day before. Like, why don't you just like chill out? And it's like, well, I understand that, but this is for somebody that I love and care for also. And the last thing I'm going to do for Albert is let him down, because I told him I was going to be there. And I think a lot of what I've experienced in my life is you keeping your word and understanding how important that is. And when you tell somebody that you're going to be there, that you're going to fucking be there. It doesn't matter when, it doesn't matter how, it just show up. And it's always been like that with my friendships, with relationships. It's like, just fucking be there. And if you can't, I think that speaks more to your character than anything else, right? If you told somebody you were going to be there and you don't show up, then it's like, well, I wasn't asking anything of you. You said that you were going to show up and you didn't. And that's all I could think about was like, I need to show up. I need to be there. So I packed up all my tools and fucking drove my ass out there. And it was great. It was inspiring. I loved seeing my boy happy as fuck in his place, like stressed out, because I mean, as fun as track days and like drift days and stuff are, when you're actually in it and you're doing it, you know what I mean? Like tires to track, you're stressed out because you're like, fuck, dude, maybe you start hitting hiccups, you start hearing and seeing and experiencing certain things. And you're like, fuck, dude, I don't know how much more the car has in it. I don't know what the fuck we're going to do if something goes down. So you're just constantly running it, right? But it was inspiring to see that he put in so much time, love, and effort into something and it paid off. And to see him out there getting it on the track and like coming back with a smile and being like, dude, this is sick. I love this. And it's like, you know what? This is a part of why I do it. I don't know fully why I do what I do. I just know I'm supposed to be in this field. I'm supposed to be in the creative world. I'm supposed to create and do cool shit like that. But that right there is sick and it's inspiring. And I needed that. I needed that little bit, right? Because even on the drive home, dude, I hit so much fucking traffic. It was horrible. It took me like 3 hours to get home from Willow Springs. And of course, all of it was literally here in LA. So coming back into town, like it was cool, flying. I think the moment I hit Pasadena, that's when shit started to just hit the fucking fan. So it was really fucking bad. So I had a lot of time to think, 3 fucking hours to myself. And granted, I'm listening to music, and then I had times where I would turn it off and just have conversations with myself. And a lot of it was like the shit that we're going to talk about today. But leading into this episode, through the weekend, I'm scrolling, on IG, just fucking doing my thing. And I come across this video from a local LA hat maker. His name is Gilberto Marquez. Phenomenal hat maker. Like, he makes Tejana style hats, and they're just amazing. Like, they're so beautiful. And a lot of them, his design is very simple, and I think that's why I love them so much, because I think some people do too much. And I know, and I follow a few hat makers that also do these really like over the top and like super detailed and sick hats where they burn this and do that and sew here and sew there. Love those too. But there is something about a very well made, simple Tejana that you just look at it and you're like, fuck, man. Like the craft in that, it's always the less is more approach, right? Where sometimes you would think like the one thing that's like, well, this isn't even fancy, but that's what hits the hardest because it's so well done. And that's his craft. Like, that's what he fucking does. He can do a lot of shit. Like, he's super fucking capable and knowledgeable. And he knows if you were to ask him to do something crazy, I know he could do it. But he is an expert in his craft. And that is creating the perfect, the ideal Tejana. But the reason why I bring him up and the video that I saw that he made is because he started talking about his goals and how he felt like he was spinning his wheels. So essentially, his goal was to make a clean Tejana that somebody famous would wear on stage. And for years, he kept telling himself, like, man, it's not happening. And he knew it was going to happen. That's the hard part. But it wasn't happening at the time. And no matter what he did, no matter how much work, no matter how much effort, nothing was panning out. But ultimately, in the back of his mind, There was something that was fucking telling him it's going to happen. But you need to keep going. Like, as shitty as this is right now, you keep going and you don't stop. So I related to that part. And I was like, okay, I'm going to keep watching. And he goes he says, there are things in life that become a meditation. And this really fucking captured me, because you tell yourself it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. And you keep repeating this to yourself. And it makes it seem that you don't deserve it. You start almost to tell yourself, because you're repeating all this negativity, that you don't deserve it. And you're never going to get it. So when you look at it from the universe's perspective, it will always teach you something. The universe will always teach you something when it needs to step in. And I'm not saying that you need to keep this sort of negative talk for this to happen, right? For the opposite to happen. But he said it in the sense where, I keep telling myself, and you go through these things in these meditations, that it's almost as if the universe doesn't have a choice but to make it so. Just to prove to you, to show you that, hey, that little thought that you had in the back of your mind, I'm telling you, and I'm going to show you that it's real. It's going to happen, and this is how. And I'm not saying it gives it to you that way every fucking time. But I do think sometimes it is like that, because I feel like I've had those moments, like even with the magazines, like where I was working, pushing, and then I got these random emails, which I'm like, wait, what? You want to do a story about me? About my work? Like how I got here? Why I do what I do? What inspires me? Shit like that. Like what? And that was amazing. And it's almost, that's why when I saw this video that Gilberto put out, I was like, fuck, man, like that. It's that, right? It's those exact moments where you tell yourself, no, like, I what the fuck am I doing? Why am I doing this? It's never gonna fucking work. It's not gonna happen. Not that I never felt like I didn't deserve it, because I know that I deserve good things. I know I deserve success, love, happiness, all of it. But it's not happening. And when certain things don't happen, or when they don't pan out, it's really discouraging, right? Because again, you feel like you're spinning your wheels. But for him to turn around and say, sometimes the universe will show you. And I'm like, yeah, sometimes it will. And it's usually at random times where you're not fucking expecting it. And all of a sudden, an opportunity comes up and you're like, well, shit, okay, I think this is what I'm working towards. And I have these glimpses and these moments where I'll get that. Like even last week, or this week, I should say, I had a really cool moment with Nexen tires. So I've done some work with Nexen in the past. They've collaborated with some of my stuff on Instagram. They're a really great company. And I mean, this isn't like a sponsored ad or some shit, but I actually really do fuck with them. And it's insane how big they are and how supportive they are to artists, because they actually want to give people the shot. It's like, hey, if your work is there and it speaks for itself, like, we're just here to support you. And it's rare how many people fucking do that, because companies don't do that. They don't understand how much a like, how much a simple comment, how much a share, how far that shit really goes. Because it goes miles, dude. It just really fucking fast. And they take the time to do that, and will DM me aside from stuff that I will post, or stuff that they will post. And they're like, hey, keep this shit up. Like, this is amazing. We love this. Keep it moving. Let's go. Let's keep working. So I fuck with them because of that. But they shared some of my work recently and made their own post about it. And I'm like, this is amazing. It's such an honor to be wrapped in like that. So again, that was just really quick. And I was like, wait, what? Like, what? Why am I getting tagged in something from Nexen, right? I go look at it and I'm like, oh shit, that's my work. That's amazing. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. So I'll get these little moments, but it's like, I'm constantly craving more. I'm constantly pushing and constantly trying to work to hit this peak, to hit this pinnacle that I know, like, I can't fully explain it. I just know that I'm trying to reach something. but I can't stop doing what I'm doing right now because these are the stepping stones that I need. This is a part of the process, right? Like I have to keep putting in the groundwork. I have to keep putting in this, putting in that, because they're all like the ingredients to finish out the cake. You know what I mean? Like I know what I have to do to bake it. Like I already have everything laid out. It's like, okay, you have to do this. But it's just getting all the ingredients together and constantly trying to mix, and know when to pour it in, when to bake it, all that shit. So, and maybe that's a weird analogy, but that's how I kind of see it in my head. Like I think we all have the ingredients, and if not, we know where to get them. So it's about getting them, and then baking it and taking your time to bake it and make sure everything is perfect and the measurements are as good as they can be, right? And maybe perfect was a poor choice of words, because I think throughout our process in life, whatever it is that you choose to do, things that you are doing in your life, you can strive for perfection. But I think perfect is like just a really fucked up word, because you constantly have this thing on a pedestal, and you will kind of beat yourself until you reach this point. And it's like, well, I don't think everything has to be perfect. I think you just need to get to a point where you can move forward and be happy with that, and not like crucify yourself for not reaching perfection. And maybe for some of us, that's like a familial thing. We were told, we were taught to reach and be a certain way, and that nothing is okay unless it's at this level. And maybe it's friends, maybe it's industry standards, maybe it's cultural, maybe it's just societal. Like there's so many things, there's so many fucking contributing factors that float through your head for different people. And I know for me, I have pretty much all of that stuff like as a part of my life. And that's why I do shit that I do, whether it's familial things, whether it's personal, whether it's societal standard, cultural standard, anything like that. Like I'm constantly driving myself for different reasons, but I am very hard on what I do. And I think a part of that, I don't even think, like I know a part of that was like things that my mentors taught me. And it's stuff that I even talked about like in the magazine articles, where, Michael Stinson would always tell me like, hey dude, you do this, you reach these points, you say thank you, you keep your head down, and you keep it moving forward, right? You never let that shit get to your head. Because I've also seen the opposite of that, where I see people hit these points and it's fully in their head, and you're like, it changed who you are. And I never want to do that. I never want to fundamentally change who I am. I always want to remain as true to myself as fucking possible. And I know that the moment that I change myself, everything is wrong. Because this isn't me, right? Like I need to stay true to myself. Things that I love, things that I care for, all of that. Like that's why I'm trying so hard right now to strengthen my foundations around me, with my family, my friends. Friends is like a really tough word for me, because I feel like I don't have many of them. Like the people that I keep close to me, they're my family, and I really do see them as that. But there are a few people that kind of sit outside of that circle that it's like, okay, that's still a pillar, right? Like those people are still pillars for me. So I have those two. I have my work, my career. That's another one that I'm trying to just constantly shift and adjust to kind of make it stronger, a little more stable, So again, the foundation can sit properly. And then I feel like the foundation of myself, like my own pillar for me, like what is it that I need? What is it that I have to do to make myself feel whole, to make myself feel solid again? Because it's like, I think with the push and pull of it all, I start to kind of lose pieces, and I'm like, fuck, we're cracking here, or we're falling here, or I'm losing a chip there, So it's rough, but you almost can't lose sight of what it is that you're doing. And you can always remain humble. You can always keep it moving and say your thank yous and just keep it pushing, right? Like you don't stop what you do. So when I saw this video, I was like, damn, not that I needed it right now, but it was nice to see it at the moment that I saw it. And I knew I wanted to talk to you guys more about it, because I had a couple people hit me up talking to me either about lulls that they've gone through, things that they're in right now, feeling uninspired right now. And it's like, well, fuck, dude, like I'm struggling too. And it's like, okay, again, I don't feel alone, but it feels lonely. And they recognize that too, where they're like, dude, we know that we're not alone, but it feels as if you are alone. And that's a really shitty thing to experience, where again, even though you know you're not alone, you feel alone. Because there's nothing you can do or say that can like get rid of that feeling. Essentially, it's just like, this is just how you feel right now. And you need to sit in it. You have to sit in it. You have to let yourself experience those emotions. Is when you negate that and you push it further away, that I think that's where shit hits the fan. Because eventually it's like you just scoop it under the rug, and like throw shit in that closet, and eventually it piles up and the door will fucking come blasting open and you can't ignore it. Everything's on the floor in front of you because it all fell down. So I don't want that. I really don't want that. And I know if I continue working, continue pushing, even if it's small, that it's going to pay off in some way. And, I even talking with Albert recently, like the other day, we were talking about the track day, like how well it went, things that he wants to do, things he wants to work on, and stuff that we want to do in the future with builds, events that we want to attend, and so on and so forth. And just how inspiring it all was. Like, that's the type of shit that I need, right? Where it's just this constant movement, but it's not just me, where I can include other people in that process and just say, okay, what is it that we want to do? Because we need each other to constantly push, right? Where it's like, hey, are you doing this? Hey, are you doing that? And like another example of that is like my fitness journey, which I hate even saying that, because I know it's a really big thing, like TikTok, Instagram, forever. Oh, my fitness journey. Like, I get that, but it is, right? Like, I'm in this place where I'm trying to better myself, trying to better my life. I'm trying to make certain changes and work out and do all this and do all that. But like, I have Sebastian to thank for that, because I wanted to start working out, and I was always putting myself in this like, oh, I got to get this, and then I have to do this, and then eventually, I'll be able to work out. But for him, it was like a lot of shit talking, but from a good place, where it's like, bro, we're getting older. Like, you got to take care of yourself. What the fuck are you doing? You always want to look like this. You always want to feel like this. Like, get the fuck up. Let's do something. And if not for him talking all that shit, I wouldn't be working out every day. Yeah, I have my rest days. I usually try to do 2 rest days a week. And if they need to be shifted, I will shift those days in some way. But, I don't lose it. And I can't. And I feel like I've had such a rough time carving out moments for myself, where it's like I'm constantly working, or I'm taking care of my family. And I feel like I don't have any fucking me time. So I'm like, well, what is that me time? What is that half hour a day? What is that hour a day that is mine? That's it. I can't focus on anyone else but me. And I love that, because that's my time to work out. It's those 45 minutes to an hour that are for me and me alone, where if my phone goes off, I'll answer it after. It's just me, music, and my weights. And that's it. I put in my time, I put in my energy into myself, and I'm giving that to myself. I can see the results. I can feel the results. And I'm like, this is what happens when you put time into yourself. And I'm not saying that you can only get that from working out. I just so happen to get it from working out right now. So that's an example of that, right? Where I'm putting time and energy into myself, into things that I love, that I care for. And it's like, cool. That's what happens, right? So seeing Albert put time and energy into something that he loves, something that he cares for, is what this is all about. And like, he doesn't ultimately know where he's trying to go with all this shit, right? Like, I don't know. Like, if for all I know, he's, going to end up in fucking Time Attack, and we end up building a whole program. I don't fucking know. And maybe it's inspired by this, and we just have a great time with it all. I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass, but it's cool to think about shit where it's like the possibilities are endless. And I think if you do things from a good place, and you have fun with it, and you enjoy it, and you watch it grow, you can end up in places that you never thought you'd be. You can go places you never thought you'd go. You can experience shit you never in your fucking wildest dreams thought you'd experience. And I know, like, even from that aspect, from the motorsport aspect, like, I think about people like Amir Benetu. He's fucking incredible. I love that guy. I've known him for about 15 years now. And watching how he's progressed is amazing. And it was something that I know he didn't even know what the fuck he was doing. That it was just like, I love this. I love hitting the canyons. I love my cars looking aggressive. I love them being low. I love this. I love this. And I love this. And I'm going to fucking combine all this shit and I'm going to get it as much as I can. I don't know where I'm trying to go with this and ultimately what I'm really trying to do, but I love this shit right here. I love this shit. And you can tell. And those of us who have known him all these years, we know it because we've seen him grow. We've seen him do and hit these amazing milestones. And it's like, you're just another street kid. You're one of us. And you kept chasing, you kept pushing harder and harder and harder every time. And despite not really knowing, you just knew that you had to go in that general direction. So people like him are inspiring to me. I know they're inspiring to Albert. And that's why I hold those relationships so close, because it's like, why would I not want people that are in my direct circle to inspire me? I feel like if you don't, relationships need to be that way. It's not just romantic, right? Like we're talking about family, we're talking about friends. There has to be a give and take. And good relationships, will have a balance of that. Where it's like you give so much love and they return that love. And then also sometimes people will give you things without even knowing, right? Like I'm sure Amir has no fucking idea the amount of inspiration that he's given me. I'm sure Albert has no fucking idea the amount of inspiration that he's given me through multiple facets. But I can sit here and look at all these people that are in my direct circle and say, I love you guys and thank you for what you give to me. Sometimes on a daily basis and just mostly just regularly, like all these people contribute a certain way. And I'm very thankful to be in that position where I can say that, because I don't think a lot of people can. And it's sad. That shit, it kind of bums me out. It's like you don't have people that you can really fuck with and that really fuck with you and want to see you do well for yourself. Not just because they're going to benefit or for something or whatever, or like they actually want to see you doing good because it makes them feel good. Like I want to see my people win. I love that. So it's like, again, being out there on Friday for Albert, fucking sick. Get it, my boy. Chase that shit. Chase that happiness, chase the smile, chase everything you're chasing. Like that shit brings me joy. I love that shit. You know, seeing Sebastian do his thing. I'm like, yeah, chase that, dude. Hit that. Get those marks, get that promotion, fucking do what you gotta do. Seeing Amir do his thing, chase that, get that. I love that. That's the shit that makes me happy. So it's like, all right, well, I'm constantly moving and shifting and understanding life in a different way. But I'm searching for the inspiration right now. And that's the tough part, is like constantly being in the search. And I know that life is a constant search. You will always be looking for new things. You will always be looking for something else. And I think that's how it should be. It's what keeps life interesting. It's what makes things exciting. It's that never-ending quest for what the fuck is next. What do I do? Why am I supposed to be here? And I think I need to like let up a little bit and not be so hard on myself all the fucking time, where I can actually enjoy things and not stress so much and make it such a big fucking deal, because I don't think it has to be such a big deal all the time. Like not everything is so fucking serious, you know? So that leads me into the words of wisdom, advice, whatever you want to call it, for the week. And it's that you're allowed to be proud of the little things you achieve. Not everything you do has to be life-changing. And like it's those things, right? Where even the other day, like my mom's toilet, it was running, she was having issues with the handle, and she told me, so I was like, okay, well, let me fuck around with it. I'll go fix it, you know? Go to Home Depot, buy a couple things, buy a new float, buy a new lever. I'm basically going to rebuild the inside of the toilet. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I go change everything out, get all this, get shit sorted out with the flat, making sure everything works and all that. When I had that first flush, when it just worked, everything worked, I was like, this is sick. And I know that sounds stupid because it's like, what the fuck does the toilet have to do with anything? But it's not that, dude. It's little things. Sometimes it's just simple shit that you achieve, simple shit that you do, and you're like, fuck yeah, sick. So like, I love to experience. I love giving myself those moments where you hang a picture and it looks and it's straight and it's like, okay, cool, this looks good. All of those little things, and I'm trying to be a lot more aware of them, because I feel like I overlook them as if they're nothing, and I just keep floating through it and keep getting through it. But I need to stop and give myself a lot more grace than I normally do, or I normally allow myself, because I'm so hard. And it's like, well, don't be so hard on yourself. Chill the fuck out. Enjoy the little things. Look at all the stuff that you're doing. Look at how you put this together. If you made a bomb ass sandwich, like, be stoked about it. And I even had that the other day too, where I was just, I don't know, came together a certain way. And I was like, here we go. Like, this is what I'm talking about. I was here for it. You know, I was working on Sebastian's car this past weekend on his daily, changing out some brakes, getting some shit done. And it's like, okay, cool. This feels good. This feels good. It feels right. So I'm trying to be more present, more aware, more, I think, allowing of things to affect me. And especially the small things, because that's what I need right now. I need those little moments, those little wins, and that it's okay. Not everything I do has to be monumental. I don't always have to hit this fucking point that's like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is fucking life-changing. It's not always that way, right? Because my mom's toilet isn't fucking life-changing in any way, shape, or form. It's just like, okay, cool, it works now. But fix that, did that, love it, cool. You know, the fridge got fucked up the other day, fixed that water line, did all this shit. I'm like, sick, love that. Like, you know, so it feels good. It feels good. Shit just feels right. And it's like, all right, cool. I could take those wins. Take those wins. I'm here for it. But I hope that you guys can take this episode, whether you guys watched it, listened to it, however, but you can take what was said in here, have the conversation, have it with your homies, with your family, with your partners, whoever. And if you feel uninspired right now, understand that it's just a moment. That's it. It's a hiccup. It's going to pass somehow, some way, in some shape or form. And the people around you, let them in so that you can get out of that. I'm not saying they have the answers, but they can probably lend to it. Look in places that you never would have thought to be inspired. Just let yourself live a little bit and enjoy shit. Be proud of little things. You hitting moments, getting all your checklists done for the day. So hopefully y'all can take something from it. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming here, for lending your ears, your eyes, all of it. Because without y'all, I'll say it time and time again, I wouldn't fucking be here. So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Sending you nothing but good vibes. Love, all the good things in life. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your week, an incredible weekend ahead. And as always, I will catch you on the next one.